everybody. Welcome back to the Accounting Weekly Show. We're back here for, I guess, do we call it season 2? I don't know.
Yeah.
Season 2, spring session 2021. My name is Dr. Amanda White.
I'm Dr. Nelson Mark.
We are the deputy heads of the accounting discipline group here at UTS. And we're continuing our series of, news stories and snippets and study tips to help students at UTS, especially those students in UTS business. So, Nelson, what have you been doing since the break? Well, we've had a big break.
Not a lot, to be honest. I had plans to travel a bit, go to Melbourne, spend a week or so there, but obviously that fell through. So I've sort of been trying to keep healthy. I've been at home, sort of doing some exercises, been doing yoga, meditations. I'm very, very spiritual now. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, my vacation was cancelled because of COVID. So this is my second COVID vacation cancellation. I swear I'm just rebooking into the future, thinking maybe one day I'll go. So I'm homeschooling. I have an 8-year-old at home and a 4-year-old at home. The 4-year-old's in preschool, so there's not much to do except write his name and do some numbers. The 8-year-old tells me I'm a terrible teacher and he hates me every single day. And why won't I just give him the answer? So I'm well practiced at this because I get this question from students all the time. Why won't you just tell me the answer? And I'm like, no, but we need to learn the process. So it has been, yes, very, very trying.
Yes.
But, getting through day by day, lots of baking and eating unhealthy sweets in isolation. I haven't been doing exercise unless you count like walking around the block with the kids on their bikes exercise, but that's probably something I need to get back into. Not that not doing it for anyone else, just for my own health.
So in short, we've had very polar opposite holidays.
Polar opposites. Do you want to come? Do you want to come and homeschool my kids?
Once they lift the Richard Shore, I'd be off the age of I might miss it in like a week or so. But so
what's in the news this week?
Yes. So I figured since this is like the start of the session, why don't we start by talking about what's at the beginning of the financial statements, which is, in the income
revenue. Yes.
And so, these days companies can, improve their revenue in many ways, right? And so, the first way is, appealing to customers' need for more sustainable action. So Coles recently decided to release a new range of plastic picnicware, which they say will encourage shoppers to not use one-use plasticware, which is a bit sort of like...
It's a bit weird. Hopefully is it made from recycled something or something sustainable?
I hope so, but
I'll check.
It just seems a bit funny for you to like sort of release plasticware and say, okay, reuse your plasticware instead of having one use. But I could smart in one way, but not so smart in another way. So that's one way, appealing to sustainability causes. The second is timely service. So Optus is partnering with Uber right now, and they're looking to get deliveries of your phone to you within like an hour. So you can order your phone within an hour, it's in your hand. So you don't have to wait for a phone anymore, which is really awesome.
Jeez. Yeah.
And the third story...
Gone are the days of lining up outside the Apple store, right?
Yeah.
Just order it online.
Way in the past. And the third, I'll leave to you, Amanda, because this is our sort of signature story of the day.
Oh, I by the way, I just went onto the Coles website. It says it's melamine, which is a type of plastic. It doesn't say whether it's sustainably sourced or made. So they're sort of saying, hey, use more plastic picnicware so that you don't use one-use stuff. And in WA, I think it is, they've just banned single-use plastic. I think the same happened in Queensland. So you'd hope that they would be able to use recycled plastic in some way. Like I have these great shoes by Rothy's, and there's a few other companies that do it, that take plastic bottles from the ocean or wherever, they recycle it into like thread, and then they weave the fabric for shoes and bags out of it.
Well, I actually bought a new pair of Converse, and they're like recycled materials. They're at my parents'.
Cool.
Once I get them.
Just say them to send it to you in the post. So the third story for this week is Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if anybody has seen the Black Widow movie on Disney Plus. The first day it came out, I'm a Disney Plus subscriber. I have kids. We watch Disney all the time. We paid the extra $35 to watch it because we can't go to the movies. Have you seen it yet, Nelson?
No, I'm waiting for someone to share it.
Oh, okay. I won't give anything away then for you.
Well, no,
But
in case the viewers have.
yeah, like we all got the feels when she put on the vest. When you watch it, you'll understand.
Okay.
But she is suing Disney because in her contract, there are certain bonuses that she can get once the box office takings for the film reach a certain level, except because they released it to Disney Plus as well as in theaters, that box office takings might be sort of cannibalized a bit by people thinking, oh, I'm going to stay home. Like the Delta variant has everyone around the world thinking, maybe I won't go to the cinema. Maybe I'll just watch it at home. And so she's saying that, well, they've sort of not reneged, but they were unfair in that contract.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we don't know whether the contract has been renegotiated. We do know that when the company that made the Wonder Woman films, whoever they are, they released Wonder Woman directly to HBO Max.
Yep.
And I presume this would be the same with all of the Justice League people and all of their contracts. They renegotiated all of the contracts to include a percentage based on streaming revenue as well as box office revenue. So this means if you are a movie production company, you're going to need to be really carefully taking into account box office sales, streaming sales. That means when you're recording all of these transactions, correct classification of all of the different types of sales is really important, because if you're a business, you're going to want to minimize the amount you pay your stars to maximize your own profit.
Yeah.
If you're an actor or an actress,
on the other side, you kind of want
it's the other side.
You want to think about how can you maximize your own, your own earnings, and ensuring that you're getting, like a share of the, the big sort of revenue sources that are coming in.
And this is where it's really important. No matter whether you want to be a film star or a musician or a director or a sports star, we've got the Olympics going on. All of these people pay an agent. They pay somebody or a manager to take care of all of that. And there's a big risk there that when you pay someone to take care of your financial affairs, if you don't understand that properly, you could get into real trouble. Same as if, I'm married to an accountant, two accountants in a relationship where we're good on money. But if you're in a relationship with someone, if I saw a thing on Confessions, my partner takes care of paying all the bills, managing all the money. I think that's a really precarious position to be in. You need to understand your own finances. And that's where accounting comes in. Budgeting would be another one. Nelson, do you have a budget?
A very, very loose budget, yeah. As a single man, it's gotta it's yeah. I mean, I have how much I want to spend. I keep track of my expenses and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, certainly, and I think that's a really important part of growing up is like living within your means. Knowing how much you want to save and knowing and then knowing how much you have to spend. And knowing where to spend.
And a good tip I think I received from, I think it was my parents when I first moved out, was try and live one step below your means, because that means you're saving extra to be able to buy a car, travel, not that we're traveling now, but, think about buying a place to live or investing in something, and only investing the money in risky stuff that you have really that would be spare play money. Not that I have any of that because I have a mortgage and two kids, but, I'm not putting money into crypto because I don't have any spare money that I would risk.
But the beauty of like saving is that you get the benefit of compounding, right? So $1,000 today means becomes tens of thousands of dollars in the next 20, 30 years, which you can use. So it's definitely worth saving money. So speaking of learning about accounting, so this first week, what should we keep in mind for students?
All right, so the first week, please go to class. I know people might think, nothing happens in the first week, but most classes will kick off this week. Check out everything on Canvas. All our subjects at UTS now sit on Canvas. They don't live anywhere else. Blackboard is dead. It is being decommissioned. So everything lives on Canvas. Nelson, if I want to check dates of assessments, what each assessment is worth, do I need to pass all of my assessments? Where do I find out that information?
is right there in the subject outline. It'll either be in the subject program or the subject assessment section of the subject outline. So it'll give you the dates. It'll tell you what each assignment is worth. It'll tell you if there are any other conditions for passing the subject, like X grade. So all of that is in there. So make sure, read it, familiarize yourself with it. Otherwise, you might find yourself in week 4 realizing you have an assessment due on, 2 days.
Keen beans, make yourself a calendar, right, of the next 13, 14 weeks. What assignments and assessment tasks are due in what week? Make that now, stick that somewhere so that you're always making sure that you're not late. We do accept assignments late, but you don't want that to happen.
We used to have like sort of assignment spreadsheet. Can we get that around? Can we get that?
We did used to have an assignment spreadsheet. It hasn't been updated in a couple of years. We could probably pull something together this week, potentially, for all of the key accounting subjects. Yeah. If that sounds like something you're interested in, just pop a comment below that this is something you want to see, and we'll work on it. And
or at least a blank sheet for students to use as a template.
We can, we'll put out a blank one, and then also we'll try and get as many of the accounting assessments together, which might scare people, but you don't do all these accounting subjects at once.
You don't know.
Goals for this week, Nelson, since it's Monday. Do you have any goals for this week?
Just a positive attitude, I think. It was all my yoga and mindfulness has taken me to this. Just a positive attitude to everything. How about you? I
think for me, it's that same, and, try not to overwork myself. The first time we went into lockdown, I was homeschooling and I was working, 10 hours a day, and there I was from 9 till 11 p.m. at night working, and I really burnt myself out. Yeah. So this time I've got a really great team. And so when there are things that I can't manage to do, reaching out for help is really important. So I've reached out to a number of different staff members and said, look, I can't do this. I know you are single and have no children. Can I get you to help me with something? Because trying to just, work excessive number of hours was just not good for my physical health and not good for my mental health as well. So, if you do need support, reach out to UTS, reach out to an academic that you trust. You can also email student services and they can put you in touch with a counselor. I know a lot of people now have more caring responsibility. So if you're out there, you're a young person, you're living with your family and your parents are essential workers and you are supervising homeschool for your siblings and doing all of that, reach out to your academic liaison officer. You can just search ALO UTS for your faculty. They will be able to help put special support in place for you as a carer, because it is really hard to supervise homeschool. And if you're trying to do uni as well and your parents are working, then we want to make sure that we can support everyone to the best of their ability. And if you're not sure if there is support for you or not, just send me a message and I can give you some advice about what is out there to support you, because it's going to be tough. And I don't think we're getting out of lockdown anytime soon. So just doing your best, positive attitude, reaching out for help is really, really important.
Absolutely. I think definitely if the Olympics and the Simone Biles saga has taught us anything, it's consider your mental health. It's really important. That's it for this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Are we supposed to have a tip for this week? What's our tip?
I think the tip is, just show up to class, that kind of stuff.
And look, if you feel brave in week 1, we would love it when your academic says, hey, can we turn on our webcams, or can you go into a breakout room and turn on your webcam? Give that a go. You can blur your background on Zoom now, so you don't have to see whatever's in the background, or, if you live in a place with 20 people, but blur your background and just give it a go, because turning on your webcam or using your microphone can help create connection. And, loneliness is one of the biggest challenges, feeling isolated during lockdown. So if you can see some other friendly faces in class, that would be awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Remember, you can follow UTS Business, the Accounting Discipline Group on LinkedIn, social media on Facebook, on Instagram. Have a great first week, everybody. If you have any questions about starting at UTS, anything to do with your UTS subjects, policies, processes, procedures, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to get back to you really soon.
Absolutely. Have a great week.